Hello, everybody, again, and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with me is your favorite ninja, Kage.
Hi there.
What's going on there, Kage?
Just a little tired, but I'm still up and about.
So, how's all the army of apes and peeps out there that listen to the show? I saw some of the comments in the comment section. People are pretty happy about NSAV. If you listened to this show yesterday, Kage, all the listeners out there, and some of your apes out there, they made coin. You opened up.
Good on them. Good on them.
Yeah, I looked in the account today and I ended up in the green. I don't know if you ended up in the green, but I'm locking in the profits there, and there's some movement on some of the older companies we're talking about. One of the first companies we're going to talk about today is FTEG, for the Earth Corporation, or currently known as Integrity Health. Last tick on this one today was 0.0002. So this is a sub. So one of the first things we're going to tell you here, Kage, on this stock here is, please, 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 do not jump into the stock just because I'm talking about it. It's a very, very, very risque stock. We're not promoters. We don't carry the cooler for anybody, but we do talk about the companies and we give you a little background on them. This company, the chart on this, obviously there was a huge spike, showed up on promotion lists around April 21st. They had their dispensaries for medical cannabis, things like that going on, and some other products they had, and it was just, it was cruising along. Going into what would you say they do here, for the Earth engaged in selling of consumable household products. It is a non-toxic, biodegradable green product range from odor elimination solution, eco-friendly stain remover, cat litter, and entire line of natural cleaning products and healthcare products. One of those was medical cannabis there with your dispensaries. They had several dispensaries, and that was why some of the news popped. They were also piggybacking back, and you can go back to when we first started the show, Kage, and you get a little more background of what they did, but they announced a key thing, a key piece of news a month ago about MedSpa, and we're going to talk about MedSpa today on the show a little bit if you didn't catch any of the news of MedSpa, and then we're going to talk about the real traders there, Kage, what they actually said. So we're going to go into what would you say they do a little bit, into the new website, Integrity. Integrity has on here that their mission is to disrupt the normalcy of traditional Western medicine by making patients more aware and can achieve healthier, pain-free, longer, quicker, highest quality product services designed dispensed by Integrity Healthcare. Like the new website, it's way more super advanced than it was before 8 months ago. If you listened to this show 8 months ago, you're sitting pretty now, especially with some of the comments back then about how they locked and loaded on some of the shares there. What do you have so far, Kage, as far as covering from your angle on the Stockwitz end, as far as from the real traders?
I'm seeing a lot of bulls for this market, like four risky business forces. FTEG.
I'm going to let you talk while I get some water here. Just keep on talking to the listeners while I grab my water real quick.
Oh, okay. FTEG. If you think those that have had acquired hundreds of millions, maybe billions of shares are going to sell at 0.0001 or below, you may need to round out your OTC/penny stock acumen.
Yeah.
It will flip above there and or accumulate depending on their PT. However, the people making this market aren't here to take a loss. All things in good time. The patient get paid.
Yeah, and that's what we actually were saying that yesterday on the boards, as far as patience. Some of you right now, I'm noticing some nervousness on the board with people as they're not being a little patient. And I've been saying patience, grasshopper, on a lot of these. You're in December. December's a good time to pick up. December's a good time to pick up ones that some of your traders have, like, let's just say they've decided they're out of the market, they're frustrated, things like that. That's the cheap time, as far as to pick up your cheap seats. And that's when I talk about picking up your cheap seats, is your cheap shares. So if people are going to go ahead and dump and walk away and be frustrated, well, you're just going to take advantage of that and go on top of that and grab those cheap shares and cheap seats. What else you got there?
For Earth, funny guy 12148 says, why continue? Let's see, FTE. Instead of just bashing just one stock that's at the bottom, they just admit they all are the same and follow the same chart pattern. And if you're bored and or we're bitter, we want 0.001. That's it.
Yeah, well, that is the goal there. It does take some time. Like I've told you several of the subscribers for a long time. You had NSAV. NSAV, you could have got in at fractions of a penny 10 years ago when it was just a pot stock back in the day. And then it got into crypto and things like that. These companies evolve over time. They're lottery tickets. So they're not something you want to invest a farm in or invest your whole house or anything. You don't want to bet anything on any of these. You plant when you're investing in these. They're a long shot to go. Sometimes they don't always pan out and they don't work out. But the reason why we talk about them is to introduce you to them. They're not one of the ones where you want to some people do out there do day trade some of these, but I don't recommend it. If you're going to do risque things, I would suggest you go into the higher dollar seats as far as maybe your $1, $2, $3. But some people do it and they make dough, and that's their game. So, but what I'm saying, if you're a new trader out there, obviously do the paper trade, things like that. But yeah, this one is seeing some movement as far as everything that they've done so far. So they are a Phoenix-based corporation, which is nice because no, I'm not saying that because I was from there, but the company has one mission: to make people be aware that they can achieve a healthier, pain-free, longer life with the highest quality products, design, and services. And we're going to go on to learn more. Okay, so you got a plug here, looks like, Kage, from December 1st from Integrity Health on Yahoo Finance. It says Integrity Health Corporation, the company, is pleased to announce the launch of the corporation's med spa division with a new name. They're excited to launch Integrity Health Corporation's med spa division and their proud flagship in Sarasota, Florida. They said they created an indulgent, advanced, beautiful medical setting and facility, and looking forward to continue expanding their mission and bringing alternative, proven solutions for the medical arena. So as they go to reconform everything from what they've done already, you've already seen the changes in the builds in the websites, and in the website is because the other one's offline now, and now they're incorporating all of this. They're bringing in the new players. You can see if you go on the site, you'll see all the new physicians and the key players in the website as far as in the company. So they already have made those changes, and things look. This website before from 8 months ago looks a lot more professional, and it's actually pretty exciting. Whether we're going to see more rollouts, you'll probably see more pops in this. Especially, I would say, I'm not like a forecaster or anything, but I would say you'd probably see some pops probably in like February, March-ish. I would say that's when this popped last time. What do you got?
I think this stock is kind of a yawn right now.
Oh, it's a yawn. It's something that popped, and some of you did make money. There's going to be hype. I wouldn't say jump in it this week because it's one of the most talked about stocks on Yahoo, probably in the top 10, top 15. So if you jumped in tonight and got in and you didn't pay attention or things like that, you probably could lose some money. So it is a sub, so you want to be so careful with it because it's risque. But what other news are your real traders saying?
Like Gino Gorson says bearish.
Mm-hmm.
FTEG up 100%, still at 0.0002.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just got a Tim Allen going like, huh?
That's funny. What else you got there?
Chunky Flip says FTEG. As I mentioned before, some clown keeps putting this at 0.0001 EOD. Look how long it stayed at 0.0002, right up until close. Then last minute dipped back to to 0.0001.
Yeah, well, that's because your shorters got out and things like that. They saw their green in the, and you also possibly could have had your people that have been holding long for a while and just decide to poop out, and they just they're just locking in their profits. That's what they're gonna do. So they got it at a certain price, or some of them might have gotten hosed over as well from the hype back in February. And they're getting out now and cutting their losses. There's several factors of why this happened as far as at that point. So, anything else that's relevant?
I don't really see anything else really to talk about for
Okay.
this stock.
So with MedSpa, we're gonna have to see how this plays out over time. Whether or not more news comes before the new year, I'm highly doubting it. Christmas parties, New Year's parties, everybody's freaking pretty much going home. And that's why right now your most popular ones are pretty much everybody's talking about medical stocks and things like that. Because as business and as the show goes, once we get to Christmas time, we're pretty much,
everyone's going to be sitting down around the campfire, that fire with cake and with presents.
They've already locked in their profits, and hopefully a lot of you have, and hopefully some people can wish for the new year to make it green next year. Do what you got to do. So we're out on this one. We're going to cover the next, and we'll be back with you, right back at you at 2 and 2. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is BBRW. BBRW. Last tick was 0.007. Obviously, this is another sub, so be careful. Don't lock and load if you are nervous about anything. Do your research. Look what the real traders are saying on StockWits. We're going to go through some of the relevant comments on there once we get to it. We're first going to go to the chart and the website. So going on the chart, you can see, well, it looks like a sub right there for you. So you can go and study and analyze that. You do have an uptick around the February, which is what we call the Q card hype bounce, where everybody's all excited. And then this one dives off after the sell-off. So if you were part of the sell-off, I guess you made money on that one. Going into what would you say they do here, Brewbit Manufacturers engages in the provision of custom designs and handcraft beers for brewing systems. It also integrates processing, fermentation, and distillation of processing systems for craft beer, cannabis, and hemp industries. The company was founded by Jeffrey Lewis and Christy Padati. Sorry if I butchered her name. My apologies there. In Grass Valley, California, 2014. So it's a fledgling company there. What do you got as far as, I know on StockWits, because that's where the real traders hang out, I see that you had someone commented about the owner's house, that he took the money, and that's a hot take right there. You didn't see any back at you comments from any of the other traders, talking about that, did you?
No other people responding to it.
No. What was the actual comment? Because when you're calling out somebody, you better have some ample. That sometimes, because if you go on other stocks, like some people are really into the stock, they'll go after you if you attack some of the owners and everything. Especially like, for instance, for like Phil, you go after Henry, man. Henry's like a hero to everybody on Phil. So, or Phi Group. That one's the guy's got T-shirts out about him. So, what do you got on from StockWits as far as for this one?
The comment that you were referring to was by Trader TNS. He says, bearish, BBRW. How Jeff is going to buy if he doesn't have any money? He spended all stockholders' money by diluting and buying a new house and paying himself $200K bonus and also their con artist partners.
So, go ahead.
No, that was it. And it's also got a picture of Nacho Libre just nodding his head.
Yeah, so like I said, guys, we don't carry the cooler for anybody on this show. What I'm saying is that we cover every take from every trader. We're giving you all the information so you can have all of everybody's take, not just the alphabet news. Because with these pennies, they're paid promoter. If you're new to the show, there are paid promoters out there. They'll send out lots of emails and they'll tell you to buy and they'll get you all hyped up. And you think you're going to make $1 million, and what happens is that you lose on the short because it gets promoted and the hype's all up, and then you lost all your dough. So we're here to give you all the takes and give you all the best information we can for what's available to you from what that we can see. So Charlie Johnson of Ronin Fermentation Project has continually perfected recipes and processes of commercial brewer for nearly 20 years. Throughout consulting contracts, he's advised 100 brewery startups in 6 countries, including Mexico, Argentina, China, Hong Kong, Japan. Everybody's always connected with China. You ever notice that there, Kage?
Yeah, it just seems that like anyone who wants to do business nowadays has to kiss up to the CCP, like
Yeah.
it or not.
Yeah, it seems like everybody likes to kiss the ring of G all the time. He's wanted the ability to utilize experience to experiment the recipes for real time. Charlie knew that Ronin needed a high quality brew house and adapted developments and experiments with new scientific hand brewing techniques. He reached out to Brewbit for his vision for Ronin to life. You can watch the video where the owner Charlie discusses how we use the system of Brewbit for the chairman Jeff Lewis. We're not going to do that just because we don't have much time to watch that. But he basically started. He talks about how they had challenges and goals for the holistic view of what they were trying to achieve. They brought them to a 3-vessel brew house system from the ground up. Charlie and the team worked together. This allowed them anticipating the needs of the Ronin systems for short and long term, bringing a design for systems to exceed the standards. That when they packaged and delivered and installed the whole system, Charlie was on site. With 48 hours, they enjoyed the first batch of brew, and we can go over some of the results of what they came up with and things like that. They do have a gallery on here, which I'll try to present to you on there. What else do you have? Do you have anything about products or anything else as far as numbers on Stockwitz from the Real Traders?
BBRW, 11 trading days until the end of the year. I have a really good feeling that all the naysayers will be crying when the news comes out. Load up, bitches.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the new year brings as far as Q1 sales numbers and things like that. That's going to be, if there's something positive about that, or they land some kind of deal, that's going to move the needle there, and that's going to take the naysayers are going to be ticked off. So going into, I'm going to try to get close to the camera here and show you guys a little bit of the operation there. So there's the brewery operation that they built going in there. So you can see all the dealios. We don't have a professional chart there, but dude, this thing looks freaking sick with it there. You got an awesome looking brewery there. What else you got for comments for me?
How about this one? DJW USMC says BBRW bullish. Probably won't see any real movement through December. It will likely hover between 0006 and 0008. If, however, the buyback does happen, it will signal company confidence moving forward, and it may have the desired effect. Couple that with a strong Q4 report and some good press to generate buzz /FOMO. That maybe 2022 will be a real good year. Maybe not, but maybe.
Yeah, it's just we'll see what Q4 has, and then you also have the first one there with the holidays. People like to holidays and New Year's like to throw back the brewskis. We'll see. I've seen other companies that are there's hemp ones, things like that, this type of idea. But these guys seem like they have other things going on just besides that. I mean, the description says that they are into hemp style thing, beer and brewing and things like that. But it looks like they have other stuff because they have. Looks like they said they have the special fermenter vessels are glycol jacketed insulated. Fermentation vessels are common for 60 degree or 40 degree. But like everything, they customize the fit and space for the brewing style. The bright tanks, dish bottom, secondary fermentation vessels are fully glycol jacketed, and they go over all their tanks and vessels there for that. Yeah, I mean, it looks the products there look good. What else do you have going on there? Okay, so you also have they have the design consultation. Designing a new brewery starts with you. We listen to you and describe your craft beer passion for unique brewing needs. As the story unfolds, They go and they're understanding that your brewery for you takes vision, and they say they go down and listen to your vision. So they go through what your equipment requirements, your space restraints, brewers, designs, engineers, talented craftsmen owners for 50 years of business experience. They're ready to get you started. So they have that on the website. Also, the installation. So the website is actually decently well done there, Kage. The pictures are excellent. How they do that. With this, they're also including the service and warranty. I think there's some people that one comment to me was a little disturbing as far as that he accused the guy of saying to get in a 200K house. If he gets a couple jobs out there where he's hitting some big a chain or things like that, I don't know. I haven't seen anything on contracts. I don't know if you have. But so he hooked himself up with a 200K bonus, allegedly, that guy says, and he did. He got himself a house. Well, if he's doing a bunch of deals with getting breweries and things like that, getting contracts and deals, yeah, he's gonna do that. He's gonna do that as an owner to, he has to give himself some reward. So I'm not trying to carry the cooler for the guy. I'm just saying that we got to see these numbers and things like that. So, what you have a relevant take from Stockwitz there, where the real traders are at?
Yeah, this is from Superhumans. He is a plus member for Stockwitz.
Mm-hmm.
He says bullish. BBRW. Total authorized shares of BBRW to 25 billion shares. Means 5,000 bulls own 5 million shares. 5,000 times 5 million shares equals 25 billion. Which means we need only 5,000 bulls to own the entire shares, even if whole authorized shares were available to purchase. Then we will go over a plus 38 cents per share, and each bull will become a millionaire. Up to 43% is short-term gain tax.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth as far as looking into. Find your buy point. More eyes on this, the better. The take would be the more eyes on this, the better. It's just people got to see more information and more deals coming out and things like that, contracts and revenue flow, things like that. So we're gonna move on to the next one, unless you got anything else relevant that you saw. Till we see some more numbers coming out, projects, things like that, news.
I don't think I have anything else for this stock. I think there are some valid points for both sides, and just take what we said with a grain of salt and just make up your own mind.
Yeah. Just find your buy point if that's where you're going to go, or if it's a hard pass for you, it's a hard pass. It is a sub, so it's a little risque on the risque side. But we're going to move on to the next, and we're out on this one. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is MCOA. MCOA, last tick was 0.0016. It is a sub, so watch out. It is one of the top 15 trending on the net. And as far as that, if you are new and you buy into this and you get all hyped up, you could get taken. So this is definitely one we're talking about to just give a little information of what we know and what the real traders are saying about this. Going on to the chart, well, it doesn't look healthy at all, and we're going to go into, there's a lot of bears on the chat boards talking about this one, and we're going to go into their comments, because I don't think, it doesn't seem like we have a lot of happy talk for this. But going into the chart, well, it's not healthy right now. It's been sick for a little bit, but it had the Q card bounce like a lot of these have, with some of these pot stocks and other companies like this, they were pumped up a little bit because there was this everybody thought that the powers that be in Washington were going to federalize pot and things like that and get everything going, and then it just didn't happen, and it fell through, and the hype died, and a lot of people lost their money, and some made money. So that's just how it goes. So the Marijuana Company of America engages in the investment portfolio of legal cannabis and industrial hemp business. It operates through HempSmart segment. The company was founded October 4th, 1985 and headquartered in Los Angeles, California. So it's been around for a while. We do have that. You're on Stockwitz, because that's where the real traders are at. What do you got on there?
There's a lot of bears for this one. Moore has made several comments. All of them are kind of funny, but here's one for you. MCOA bearish. Here comes the bottom feeders begging new investors to waste their money on this fraud company. Oh, the beggar bots are out tonight. Crying happy face, and it's got a chart of a graph going down.
Don't put it past them too that we're going to get accused of promoting when we're not even promoting. We're just talking about it to let people know about it. And we'll get lumped. Someone will not understand the video or any of the concepts somewhere, and they'll be like, "Oh, you guys are promoting this and things like that." We're not promoters. We don't get a check. If we did, we'd be sharing it with the subscribers. We'd be the first people to let everybody know that we got a check and that we're handing it out to you. I'm on the website here. I've got their two products as brain caps and smart drops. So that's what they got for their products there. They also they're listing those for as far as their medical cannabis there. What else do you have on your end?
This one has this one. It says MCOA. How is an ex-con CEO allowed by the SEC to run a public scam company like this and run another scam on investors? The company with a running 350,000 loss every month allowed to keep selling billions of shares, and he allows to rob $25,000 salary as he does this.
So you guys are hearing it here. As we talk about it, like I've told you before, we cover all the traders that are out there because you need to hear all of the relevance from both sides so you can make an informed decision so you're not throwing your dough away. That's the purpose of the show. The purpose of the show is not to... any lackey could go up there and put a chart up and say, "Oh, I think it's going to do this, this, and this, and this is this." We just are telling you what all the noise is out there, and we try to get some signal into finding which direction you take. I've got some stale news from 4 weeks ago, but I can go over that in a little bit. But I'm interested in more of the other comments you got.
Some of the other ones. Here's a bullish one. More be like, "Oh, where's the commenters go now?" Like, bruh, sorry, we have lights and don't troll this page all day.
Yeah.
Go get played. Lol. Yeah, a lot of the comments that I'm seeing for this stock are from Moore. But yeah.
Is he the only one that's active on the board? Do you see any bulls on there?
There's a couple of ones that are not him.
So on his, does he have on his does he have any rebuttals at all? So or is
there was like one. Let me see if I can find it here real quick.
Okay. You do that. I'll cover the alphabet news from 4 weeks on this one. It looks like 4 weeks ago they announced the financial results for the third quarter, 9 months, September 30th. That's probably relevant news that we need to know. The company's highest quarterly revenue reported in its history. So that's significant there. The total revenue for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2021 and 2020 was 442,178 and 53,195, respectively, as an increase of 388,983. The increase is mainly attributed to 407,246 of product sales. So obviously the brain drops are working there, wouldn't you say there, Kage?
I'd have to say yes.
So I mean, there is, if they are making sales, that's not like a huge number. I mean, it's not a huge number, but it's a decent share of cash, I would have to say, though. You know, hopefully they're keeping the lights on in there. They said September 30th, 2021, they're also recorded 12,581 in equipment lease, so you have that, and revenues to the cannabis distributor manufacturer Linwood MCOA joint venture JV partner Cannabis Global. During the third quarter 2021, despite the fact that there's been a midst of a global pandemic, the company produced the highest revenues in history, says Jesus Quintero of Marijuana Company of America. So that's what your alphabet news was 4 weeks ago. What did you find those relevant bulls?
This one from I'm Right One says MCOA. More, I love reading more posts. A big cryberry whiner. He got just what he deserves. He can't get over a loss, and now he is miserable and spends his whole day doing nothing but posting negative statements. Bah, bah, bah.
I mean, that's some of it too, is that if there's some way that if you got in early on this thing, or if you got in February and you were buying into the Kool-Aid and you saw the promotions coming out that this was, because that's what they do. I'm not saying that he did that, but if anybody did, then they're going to be pissed off. So that's what else you got there.
Karis88 says MCOA, Marijuana Company of America Inc., a Utah corporation, is offering 10 billion shares. The shares of common stock par value for 0.001 per share is a best efforts basis, the offering. This means that although we are offering shares having an aggregate purchase price of up to $10 million, the maximum offering amount, we are not required to sell a specified number of shares in the offering prior to accepting any subscriptions. And no assurance can be given that all or any of the shares will be sold. The public offering price per share is $0.001. Please help inform your friends and family about this. This offering price is while stocks last. It might be too late if they waited too long, he says.
Here's another thing that I was here's something you made me think of this. Why I'm speculating here now because I'm thinking of the Dems right now and things that they could pop off to try to get the base rallied. As far as this is just speculation on my part, but what if they go back to the rumors of how they do stuff before midterms and they do stuff before elections, that they throw out, let's nationalize the pot industry. What would that do to some of these? Could come back from that as well. You know what I'm saying? If they go on a national level, if they try to do 50 states, they could go use their the Mockingbirds to mock that out there, and then you could see some hype on that, and then it just falls through and dies off with the rest of their with their lies that they do with their mocking. That's not that far of a reach either, I would say. But you could make money off that news too. So with this, it's still, I wouldn't rule it out to say, yeah, it's not a decent buy. I mean, he is going far to say that, he does sound, it does sound a little, I'm not trying to go off you, bro, but it's like, go off on you, but it does sound a little sour patchy to be, but it's good relevant news that we like to cover both sides because I want to hear his side too. Do you have any more bears besides him?
Not that I'm seeing. There's just a lot of more posts, I'm afraid.
No, that's great. I mean, the more the merrier. It gives the listeners more information about it.
But I'm looking.
Okay. So while you're doing that, it looks like the Q3 financial performance was a strong indicator, reflects their ability, despite challenging environment, to execute the strategy of diversifying the cannabis industry and strategic acquisitions along with their organic growth. Quintero said they continue to grow and adapt business, demonstrated by the entrance of the South American markets via the creation of the new HempSmart Brazil, HempSmart Uruguay operations, focused on increasing customer engagement for the support value products for the first time globally. For 3 months, they ended September 30th, 2021. The gross profits of $63,687 and $16,025 to respectively increase to $47,662. So what else do you got after I read those numbers off? Because that was some significant news with the South American market as well.
I'm seeing one other bear called Kenny McCormick, I think. I'm just trying to see what happened to his comment. It kind of just got mixed in with everything that I was trying to scroll through. Hold on a moment.
Okay, what do you have as far as like pot? Do you have like more positive comments? Because I want the listeners to have a little some positive people that are talking.
There's a few, yeah.
We can get to those. Those are the more relevant because we've had a bunch of Sour Patch comments we talked about. We don't want to go full negative on it because we want everybody to have all the information. Just because these people could be going off and being pissed off, and then you could go in and have news and it pops.
I think Invest Weeds
down the road.
Bullish. MCOA, congrats to those that made a few dollars today. Bullish. There's enough. I can try to find another one that's more relevant, I guess.
So I have on MCOA's Hemp Smart Businesses improving gross profits due to new pricing and promotions associated with sales restructuring and new sales strategies. That's the thing through this for going forward, is that yes, you could be there. There is a reason why it's popping, and obviously some of those numbers from the 4-week period. But going forward, news, always news. So you could be negative and you could have taken a loss, but these things rebound. They rebound all the time. That's just part of the game. And we are in December, guys. That's the other thing to realize. This is a good time to buy because you're seeing a lot of people piecing out and cashing out. Either they're frustrated or they're cashing out their winnings for the year. What else you got?
Let's see. Wall C says MCOA Hot D. Almost forgot I owned this show.
Hey,
NCR coming out, says Bullish.
I've been there before. I mean, like I told you, I opened up NSAB, what was it, a year ago? I bought it for $10 and I was like, holy freaking piss, dude. I can't believe that there's all this dough there, dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you sometimes you walk away from them, you sock them away and you put them away, and then they come back and you open up your account and you're in the green. Told you about that one today, for the earth. So a little extra coin in there for the holidays.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's all I got on this one. What do you got?
I don't really think I have anything else to say for this stock. Some people are angry.
That happens.
Some really angry, but I think a majority of people are just, smirking and just, having fun and just.
Yeah, they're having fun with it, and that's what you got to do. If you're going to be pissed off and be a sour patch all the time, you're not gonna be happy with life. So you got to go out there and you just got to play the game smart. And like I've said before, Kage, I know I've gotten called things because they say you take an L. You could take a loss. It's not saying you're a loser. It's just saying sometimes there's losses, and admit that you lost and you move on and you learn from that mistake. So, and if you're not and you can't admit that.
Gambling is you have to lose gracefully. You can't be a sour patch, otherwise no one's gonna want to play cards with you again.
Yeah, and you have to people have to understand too that this is a casino, unfortunately. So, and it's an overbought casino. So, but that's all I got for tonight. What about you?
I don't have anything else to add for this one, so I'm out of here.
Okay, don't make it a dog show. And good night now.
Good night.